Hello guys, this is Gabriel Roberts with Roberts Bushcraft. Out here in the woods today, reviewing my 3-day assault pack manufactured by Eagle Industries. Been using this pack for over 2 years now, so I've got a pretty good idea what's going on with this. So let's jump right into it. On this side here, I have my K-Bar VK9. It is a combat bowie. Very nice knife. As you can tell, it gets a lot of use. I've come pretty proficient in throwing this thing. Like I said, it is a combat bowie and it can be thrown, so need to practice with it just in case. So moving down, I've got my Leatherman Supercool 300 right here. Love the Leatherman Supercool 300. And right here, this is my wood processing, my BK9, my MOLLE right beside it, my Leatherman, all that kind of comes together. I do not have a saw with me, but for a 2 to 3 day stay, this should get me through. Love the MOLLE as well. Keeps a nice edge for a long time. Now on this side of the pack, you have 1 row of MOLLE webbing. So it works great for things like the MOLLE that have a hook on the sheath. Also for things like the K-bars that have 1 row of MOLLE webbing on the sheath. So it works great. Dad on the side of his has the buckles, and he's just slipped his hatchet right through those. Love that hatchet as well, works very good. Definitely gets the job done. So on this side of the pack, I have 2 AR-15 magazines. These are GI mags. Work great. They've been tested and proven. Nothing bad to say about them. They stack well, so they fit in pouches very easily. And of course, I'd have 1 in the gun, and then 2 more right here, and more in my bag. Right here I have the Baofeng UV5R. Works out great. Love these things, and it does make you feel kind of cool. You got a little antenna sticking up here, so the radio man. Got gloves right on here on the top. Those are normally on my person, but if they're not, I know I'm not going to need them, either inside the bag up at the top or right here in the admin pouch. Now, got a lot of stuff going on inside of here. I've got my snacks, and basically for 3 days this is going to be my lunch up here. I got some more stuff down in the bottom. Tootsie Rolls, some jellies, 2 packs of crackers right there. For fire, I don't have a big fire kit in this because again, 2 to 3 days, and we're talking, if this is a bug out scenario, you're not really wanting to be seen, but you do want to patrol your property just to make sure that nobody else has come on or that they followed you there. You're probably not going to be wanting to start a fire anyway, but just in case, Bic lighter, always faithful, and waterproof matches. So there you go. So I want to take the time to tell you that this is a UCO product. People say this wrong a lot. They'll pronounce it UCO, Yukui. That it's UCO. It's spelled UCO, pronounced UCO. So just wanted to mention that real quick. I have a Sawyer water filter, Sawyer Mini actually, the squeeze bag and the filter. For 3 days, honestly the plunger should be in here, but when you get back to your base camp after you've done your recon, that's when you plunge it out. So not as big of a deal, but still worth mentioning that the plunger does come with that system. We'll set this back in here at the record. Sewing kit, never know what might happen. Might get a rip in your pants, shirt. Sewing kit, very nice to have. And for the meals, I've got the spoons, pepper, and the seasoning, and the napkins that come with them. So got those still in the packages right here, and they just go fit flat right down in front. Don't even know they're there. Got a first aid kit, just some minor stuff. Honestly, I need to look into getting some tourniquets Got band-aids, antibiotic ointment, lotion, deodorant bar, your normal stuff here. Burn cream, got some ibuprofen, back a little ways. So just a small boo-boo kind of kit. But like I said, I need to look into getting some tourniquets and throw a couple of those in here. Quantum flashlight, got this from Harbor Freight probably a year or two ago. You can tell this thing has had it. Starting to rust a little bit, got to clean that up, but it is still going strong. So, pretty bright flashlight too. Alrighty, now moving on back, we see 2 packs of crackers. MRE crackers are always neat to me for some reason. I don't know, I've always liked eating them. A whole United States map, and I do live in North Carolina, so an NC map. And this is laminated, so it's impervious to the elements basically. So I got that right there, and they just fit flat right back here. So that's my admin pouch. Everything that's in there. It's pretty packed to be right here on the front, but you really don't notice it when you're hiking around. And it is worth mentioning that this thing can actually come off. It's just mollied right on, and you can just have a slick front of your pack if you wanted to. But I like having it on there. It's nice, and it gives you a little more space for some items. Now, it is worth mentioning that the material this is made out of, Cordura Nylon, is not waterproof. It is water resistant though. So if you're planning on getting wet out here in the woods or wherever you're at, or that you're going to have any amount of, well really just if you're going to be submerged in water, you need to waterproof the items of this admin pouch. Maybe like a waterproof bag, or wrap them up in something, because this will, like rain, even if you spill a bottle of water or something like that on here, it'll run right off. But like I said, getting completely submerged, your items are going to get wet.
Okay guys, so today we're out here really putting the USMC 3-day through its paces. Gabriel has had that particular pack well over a year now, and you know, when you get a new pack, you always want to say, hey, this is the latest, this is the greatest, it's awesome, go out and buy it. Well, we don't like doing that. We want to actually use it to see if we even like it. So this USMC 3-day has been a workhorse, and it has its shortcomings, but it also is a fantastic bag. So right now, to conclude today's adventure, Gabriel's gonna cross the river and see how well it holds up there. Stay tuned. All right, so what are your thoughts on using it as a flotation device?
Well, it worked great. A little bit different because it's obviously gear in there, and the wet fabric weighs you down a little bit while you're swimming, so it kind of makes you kind of work double time as you're going across. But overall, I thought it was great. Normally don't swim in pants either, so that was a little bit different. And again, they got wet, and all that fabric obviously weighed me down a little bit more. Same thing with the shirt.
It's a lot of extra drag in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Not gliding through so
and
easily.
And if you notice the way I jumped in, if you saw when I hit, backpack kind of came up and I was underwater. And the way I held that, you take one hand, grab the handle, wrap the other arm around it. Now, of course, the straps are kind of going over you like this. So you have that there with your face turned to the side when you hit the water, so the backpack doesn't come up and hit you right in the face, and then you get a bloody nose, and that's no fun crossing the lake, crossing a river with a bloody nose. So, or even in a more drastic situation, let's say you had a metal plate right there and it popped up and knocked you in the face, and you're knocked out and now you're in the water. That's a little overboard, but it could happen. So you always want to make sure your face is out of the way. But overall, climbing back up, a little difficult with a wet pack, but
gotta go slow.
Gotta go slow, or you'll obviously slip and fall back down in the water. Because the way this river rises and goes back down, it changes a lot. So you have dried up mud, and then it gets wet again, so it gets all slippery, dries and wets and dries and wets. So eventually, if you come out of the water real quick, you're just gonna slip right back in, or slip and hit your head on a rock. But overall, I had a great, if you want to call it that, a great experience crossing with the 3-day assault pack. A lot of fun. It definitely was a good test. Alright guys, so one thing to mention, these bags are water resistant. You see my hat did not get that wet. I mean, it got a little wet on top. On the other hand, my Bic lighter still works. But like I said, on the other hand, my socks got
Drenched.
Completely drenched.
So what we need to do is actually, if you want to keep contents in here dry, put the contents in a dry bag inside of here. Because as you'll see later on in the review, there's a drain hole here. So if the water didn't seep through the material, it would definitely come through
the
drainage hole.
So really the only way to keep your gear completely dry is with a waterproof bag.
And stay out of the water.
So first thing we're going to check is a thing that was on the bottom here. This is going to be a poncho liner.
And that seal line bag is what the USMC 3-season sleeping bag goes in. We're going to see how that held up.
Now, when we bought these, they were cut all around. So basically what we did, or actually Dad did it on his and I did it on mine, we just took some duct tape, ran it along the seam. Hopefully that held up. We're about to see. Now, I don't think we lost any air because it's all tight and nice, vacuum sealed real good.
You see how it puffed up when you opened it.
Mm-hmm. Now a little bit of this water just came from where it was wet around the top here when I pulled it out.
Bag itself is dry. I mean the
completely dry.
Liner's dry. Excellent.
You see how this has a little paracord loop? I've sewn, I'm going to sew some loops like that on the inside of my bag here so I can hold up my hydration bladder. Where's the zipper? Here it is.
There's that storm. Yeah.
Okay, here's the big test. There we go. So, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention on the video. I blew my hydration bladder. I blew back through the tube, puffed it up with as much air as I could fit inside of it. It looked like that inside of the pack when I crossed the river. So that was extra air inside to keep me afloat and adds extra buoyancy to my pack. Alrighty, so now, actually we'll do the little tiny one first over here. So, this had a couple of small things radio. This is another big test.
Turn her on and see if it still works.
Does not appear to be wet, but going to throw the antenna on too. Bugs flying around.
Let's see what the weather service is saying.
Channel mode.
There you go.
We'll go down to the weather.
1-8. Tonight, south winds 10 knots, becoming southwest after midnight.
So it still works. Now you can see we did this one a little different. We just taped the outside with one little tiny strip, and on the inside we came back with a bigger strip. Now you can see there's a little water around up here. This is just where I've unrolled it. Both of my mags, obviously I had one that was empty, but this one does have 30 rounds in it. They are all dry and the mag is completely dry. That's a very good thing. As with stove, no water on the pouch. Stanley, no water on the pouch. Got pretty good odds here for the AquaQuest Defender. No water on the pouch.
Bone dry.
And let's see, Scooter Breeder Pro. No water on the pouch.
Bone dry.
That's this little portion of the video, and we'll move on to the review. Moving on down, well, I guess we can start with the outside. MOLLE webbing right across the front. You can actually put the hydration carrier to the FILBE system. If you take the admin pouch off, you can slap it right on the front and just grim lock it on. So that's pretty neat. That's definitely an option if you want to. And you can put the sustainment pouches on the side. Now, this right here, full of stuff. I guess we'll just start with stuff that's right here on top. Meals are a big thing for 3 days, alright? So, you're going to want enough food to last you for your 3 days, or however long you're planning on staying. And for breakfast, I've basically, with the MREs we have, you get a Pop-Tart. So, I've got 2 Pop-Tarts, a wheat snack bread, which is almost kind of like a fig bar without the fruit filling, some apple jelly, and some grape jelly. I've also got some blackberry up top in my admin pouch, so that's probably what I would use. So that's my breakfast for 3 days. And then lunch would be normally like a snack or something, so that's where your crackers and Tootsie Rolls come in. And then for dinner is normally when you want to eat your good meal, and that is right inside of here. Got spaghetti with meat sauce right here. Vegetable lasagna. And cheese tortellini in tomato sauce. That one was definitely not one of my favorites, but it's food, and it'll definitely fill you up. So this thing right here is my hygiene kit. That's another thing, you're out in the woods, you're gonna be sweating, getting dirt all over you, so hygiene kit's pretty important. Just got some toilet paper, camp soap, some nail clippers, plastic bags up here. So there you go, that's that. Just a small little hygiene kit. That's definitely plenty to get you through your 3 days. And the toilet paper just sits right on top. So right here, this is the E-Tech City. And that goes to my, I have a gas canister to this inside of my main compartment. So this just screws right on top of that. I really like the color choice of the case with this. You're definitely not going to lose it if you unscrew it and set it to the side, like over here in the leaves. Blends in pretty good. But it doesn't, it stands out is what I'm trying to say. You can definitely see it. So, there you go. For a container on this, I have my Stanley Adventure cup. Got a lot of stuff going on here. I've got a baking tray, a spork, Stanley Adventure cup, and the $4 Walmart cup. Inside of my Stanley Adventure cup, I just have this little thing going on, and it's coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. And then I have another cup with some spices in here. So I've definitely got food spices covered, and that's one reason I didn't add salt to the little packages that were in that go to the MREs. I didn't add any of that because I knew I already had some of that in here. So works out very good. And normally there's a green cup that goes inside here. We just got done with a hunting trip, and I ended up making hot chocolate inside of that deer stand, so the green cup is actually dirty right now, getting washed. But normally that'd be in there as well. So the last thing in here, water sand stove. Got my compass. It's a Cominga, very nice. Got my pace count right there on the outside. Cominga compass, like I said, aluminum body, very strong. Tritium for nighttime use or dark areas. It's just a beautiful compass. So, again, 4 buckles at each of the 4 corners of this pack. This is the fuel for the stove down there at the bottom, and I have to keep this right on top. Set that off to the side. Now, another thing I keep very close to the top is my poncho. We're going to make a shelter with this here in just a second, so set that over there to the side. Of course, you want your rain gear near the top just in case if it rains, obviously. So you wouldn't want it at the very bottom, so you're digging through all your stuff to get to your rain protection if it's raining right then. You want to be dry. 5-quart canteen. It's a collapsible one, Vietnam era. This doubles up as a water container, and it's also perfect pillow. And we'll be using that here in a little bit as well. It also works great as a flotation device. Water bladder, Camelback right here. Got 3 bottles of water in it for today. And of course the Sawyer. We've got plenty of water around here. We're right beside a river, also some streams back behind us. So we've got water covered. I've got a bunch of different stuff in here, really. Bow drill kind of kit, figure 4 deadfall. Biggest thing here is a hand line. It's got 1 bait on it right now, so if I need to catch some fish. But in a 2-3 day period of staying here, and I've got food covered, probably not even going to try to catch fish if I'm doing some recon, but I mean, you never know. But that stays in there, kind of lives right there in that little pocket, so that's nice. Right in here, we've got some clothes. Ranger rolls, I've got underwear, socks, and t-shirt, and I've got 3 of those. So you can just take a look right down inside of there. Very nice. So, love these Max bags, they work very good. Next up, got me a Schmog right here. Just a green one. That towel, wrap up the pillow with. Next up, the IBC, the improved bivy cover right here. Got that. And then I've got a poncho liner. So that's my sleeping right there. Between the poncho, set up as like an A-frame shelter, my bivy, and then my poncho liner on the inside of that, I should stay fairly warm and dry. So there's the inside, but also up here on this little mesh pocket, we've got some paracord, a little bit of mil-spec stuff, and then some Hobby Lobby Coyote Brown, and some tent stakes. So you've got a little pocket over here on the side. You've also got one on the right side. It's a very small pocket there. Maybe you could throw like an outdoors tin right here. Something like that. It's just a little cutout section. So that works great for this little kit right here. My hand line, bow drill, and figure 4 deadfall. This is a radio / utility pouch, as they call it. We use it for, or I'm using it for the hydration bladder right here. Dad's doing the same. Works good. Now, one thing that Dad has done, he's added a loop to the top of his bag, and that just allows him right at the top of the lid here, so he can actually hook on his hydration bladder and not have it bouncing all around and moving around while he's hiking. And behind that we have, or there is, a zipper, which has that plastic stiffener right there. Now, we've debated a lot whether to keep that in there or to take it out. And honestly, we've hiked both ways. And when you've got things that are round, kind of weird shaped in this pack, hike with the stiffener. If you're going more lightweight, I mean, maybe try it without. See which one you like better. We've put a little duct tape at the corners of the stiffener. And that main place we've seen these bags ripping is at the corners. So like right up here, add a little duct tape. And that's just keeping that from cutting through and ripping holes in your bag. So right here, you have a handle. Very nice, sewn up right there. Extremely tough. And you got some Velcro with a bunch of cutout sections. And basically you can run, use your imagination guys, you can run radio antennas, hydration bladders, like I have run down my right shoulder here. Anything you want you can run out of this thing. Works great. Fishing rod, you can run out of it. I mean, anything that can fit through that, you can run out of, basically. Now, these shoulder straps, they're not the thickest and most padded things in the world, but they definitely get the job done. Very nice. Coyote brown, of course. Love it. It's got the sternum strap right here. And one thing I got to say, these buckles, when they snap, you know it. Give a good, nice click. Very strong buckles. And I like it with the addition of this old Alice type buckle right here, this little metal piece. So basically, if this buckle gets broken, bottom half of this, and then all you're left with is the webbing, you can take that and run it up through this little metal piece right here and cinch it down just like you normally would, and you can still have a functional pack until you can get somewhere where you can replace the buckle. And there you go. So I like that. Very neat addition. Actually, I need to show you one more thing. With this, these very nice padded sections right here. It's just a pocket basically right behind it. And for that, you can stuff the straps down. And the reason you do this, so when you have these tucked back behind and your buckles all tucked in, you can attach this to the top of the FILBE main. So then you have a functional system going there. Alrighty guys, so here's my poncho shelter. Fits me fairly well. It's really just big enough for me to fit under. I got a little extra headspace up here, so during the night I probably would scoot back, but just so you can see, my pack fits under here fine. And I'd probably, if I was really camping, I'd have this right up here beside me while I'm sleeping with the radio on, probably. Maybe listening to the weather station. But a covert bug out kind of scenario, that'd probably be off. I'd have my rifle ready as I'm sleeping. So there you go. And I got my bivvy right up under me. And my 5-quart collapsible canteen as a pillow. I just keep that right behind my hydration bladder in my pack. And right in here, keep some snacks, do whatever I want. So there's something about a poncho shelter to me that's always been extremely neat. It's just a small, very simple shelter. Just a small A-frame. And it just always, just very homey feeling, you know. Very neat thing to do. For a 3-day operation, this is probably how I'd be sleeping every night. And I'd be doing just fine. I actually don't have a ground mat with me. So like I normally have the thermarest. I could have rolled that up and put it on the bottom, but honestly, for not really doing an extended stay here, 3 days at the most, I can put up with soft, spongy leaves. And I could always build me up a bed of these leaves. So, that always works too. Very comfortable in here. Although it is fall time and it's 85 degrees, which is so crazy. It's like 95, I said this one time in a snow video, it's 95 degrees one day and it's snowing the next. That's exactly how it is here. But anyways, here's my shelter.
It's so hot we had 2 hobbits show up in our backyard yesterday and they threw a ring over our fence.
Dad jokes. This is everything that I'd carry for a 3-day operation at most. My poncho, my IBC, it all works great. Slept under it before. And again, it all fits in my 3-day assault. Now you can see I've had to fix up this poncho a little bit, some seam grip under here. I've had to sew a big spot and then seam grip that. It was a perfect straight rip, so it wasn't too hard to fix. This is a mil-spec poncho though, and that's what you get when you buy military surplus. You win some, you lose some. So guys, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Share this video, and as always, may the wings of liberty never lose a feather. And God bless.